The communication I had was great disappointment that there wasn't an official national delegation at either a ministerial or even a departmental level. So that was what was expressed to me. So look, my question now is regarding organ harvesting in China, which has been documented since 1994 with evidence of Falun Gong practitioners and to a lesser extent Christians and Tibetans being systematically targeted and large internment and alleged harvesting camps being provided by investigative reporters. We know that China's currently got 2.5 million political prisoners detained, and the latest 680-page investigation report on organ harvesting indicates the 169 approved transplant hospitals could have conducted 60,000 to 100,000 organ transplants per year since 2001. Does the department have an official position on the issue of organ harvesting from prisoners of conscience in China?
Yes, we do. We have strong concerns, and we are opposed to it.
Okay. So, what is the department's? What is the department of the government's planned response from here, given that there is that opposition?
Well, it's one of the issues we take up with China whenever we discuss human rights with them.
And you were aware of the very highly credible recent report that's come out?
I'm aware of the reports, but I do have doubts about their credibility.
Right. Well, this is very highly credible report that was an update of the previous report. This report's called Bloody Harvest. It was released in June this year. It was widely covered in the Australian international media, and the US Congressional Executive Commission on China investigated this report, which resulted in Resolution 343 being passed unanimously in June 2016, calling for an immediate end to the practice of organ harvesting from all prisoners of conscience. So what's your response to this? Do you think that the Australian Parliament should make a similar resolution?
Frankly, I think the issue is a little confused. There have been allegations of organ harvesting in China made by Falun Gong quite some years ago, and they are not given credence by serious human rights activists. The second issue, which is use of organs from condemned prisoners for transplants, is of concern, and we have taken that up with China. Last year, they announced that they would no longer use organs from executed prisoners for transplants, and we think that that's a good move.
So can you detail when you have... So has the department taken it up formally with the issue with China?
Yes, it was the last occasion I'm aware of was the Human Rights Dialogue in 2014.
I mean, I reject that serious human rights advocates don't take these issues seriously, because I know many that do. Will the department undertake to investigate the findings of this report?
Sorry, I need to clarify what I said. I said the allegations made by Falun Gong, dating back to about 10 years ago, are not accepted by people like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International as being credible. The American Embassy attempted to verify them and found there was, as far as they could tell, there was no truth to them. Falun Gong was saying that there was a hospital in northern China where they had people lined up waiting for execution and they were going to use their organs.
I think that's an overstatement of the level. I know that there have been, it's very difficult to get information out of China given the lack of independent human rights observers that are allowed in. But anyway, we've got a 680-page, completely updated, very highly credible report that's resulted in a US Congress resolution. Will the department investigate the findings that are outlined in this report?
Senator, if I could just perhaps add there, the department has really no capacity to be able to conduct independent investigations in China on any matter.
No, but will it take on reviewing the findings that are outlined in this report that has been released this year?
We will look at the report.
Okay, thank you. Scott Ludlam recently confirmed via a question on notice to the Minister for Health that 53 Australians received organ transplants in China from 2001 to 2014. This is likely to be an undercount as there's no formal register. What's your confidence that these organs received by Australians were from voluntary donors?
China has said that it will no longer use organs from prisoners. We have no way of confirming that that has entirely been carried out or has not been carried out.
No. Will you request to China the need to have independent human rights observers to be able to investigate these accusations?
Well, that is the general point we have made to China, that it needs to allow the international community to satisfy itself about conditions in China.
And what response have you received from China
China
on
does
that
not
request?
support. It has, to some degree, allowed UN rapporteurs into China, but beyond the UN and occasionally, and not very often, they don't allow other outside bodies to investigate circumstances in the country.
So are you satisfied then that this is an acceptable position that China is taking?
Well, I think we recognise that until China changes its mind on that subject, it will probably maintain its position.
Do you think there's anything more that Australia can do to address this issue, given the ongoing concerns and, as I say, the recently corroborated evidence?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but you're asking the officials to give an opinion. The officials have already, I think, taken it as far as they can. They'd said they'd have a look at the report, but you are asking...
That wasn't an opinion. I was asking whether there were any actions, any further actions that Australia could take.
I heard you ask, do you think? And in my view, that's asking for an opinion. So perhaps if you could
Thank you, Minister. I will rephrase the question then.
That would be helpful.
Mr Fletcher, are there any other actions that Australia could be taking to address this issue and so that we have confidence that particularly Australian people who are receiving organ donations are receiving those donations from voluntary donors?
This is something that we will take up with China when we discuss human rights issues.
Thank you.